Oh, I was supposed to make this one first. This was my guy. I mean, Chris Mills. A lot of people ain't gonna find nothing on Chris Mills. You know why? Because Chris Mills kept his mouth shut. He kept a lot of stuff quiet. And that's why you don't find nothing on Chris Mills. Not only if you talking about one of the best high school basketball players to ever come out of LA. I mean, him, Baron Davis, rather. And shoot, I can't really think of too many other ones, but on the basketball scene, AAU, Chris Mills was it. You know, and he ran with a tough crowd. He was a very articulate, very nice human being. But the side that nobody got to see is when he went home and then something jump off and then he snapped. And that's the wrong brother you want to cross when he snaps. I remember, I think it was 94 when he was in the league. But before that, let's not skip over his college years. You know, he was such a hustler. He negotiated his deal with the University of Kentucky with kickbacks given to his father. A whole scandal broke out, and they caught one of the envelopes going to his dad, and all these big stack of money in the envelope addressed to his father. So he had to be excused from the team, and then he had to go to the University of Arizona because the boosters was taking care of the business, which I never understood about college basketball. It's like, look, who cares if these boosters pay? You making all this money off these kids, and all they get is a college education, and they have no job. Some of them may go to the NBA, but a lot of them are not. And you're making a way more than tuition money off of them. So they should have something. But enough of that. Now let's go on with Mills. Now, what Mills did in his career was basically be reckless. I mean, he played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, so he really didn't see any reason to go anywhere. He played for them for like 4 or 5 years, but he wasn't no NBA player. He was never really vested. He was more of a party, kick it, hustler. He never really kept his body in shape. He loved being on the streets, making things happen. Chris Mill pop up in Pomona. He'll pop up in the Bay, rolling with his crew. You know, and he was an alpha dog. So he rolling around, head cracking dudes in the nightclub. And I'll never forget it. It was 1994. He was with J.R. Ryder, and they was up in a nightclub. And, you know, some guy come in there hating because, you know, all the girls is over there like, oh, they some ballers. They from the NBA. And J.R. Ryder was scared. Like, man, we should go. We should go. We should leave. You know, get security. He was kind of nervous. Like, not like he was a punk. Just saying that he just wanted to get out of there. He didn't want no drama. He didn't want no situation. So, and the guy kept coming to their table, staring them down like, y'all want the funk? Y'all want the funk? And, you know, Chris Mills just looking at him and smiling and laughing at him. And then he just, a switch hit. And Chris Mills jumped over the table and tried to pounce on his boy. Chris Mills got on the phone. Like, look, where y'all phone at? He went in the back, made a call, and security threw them out. All I'm gonna tell you is Chris Mills had that place surrounded. He had goons with guns all showing up. Everybody strapped, including him. I mean, J.R. Ryder was scared to death. Then he hung out with all these different rappers in the game. He was going to try to put out a rap CD in 95. He wanted to make something like Biggie and Tupac and them. But he was the epitome of being a true LA dude with guys who was connected in the game. I can't be saying names on this one. Can't be. But like I said, he was a very nice human being. And the NBA only heard a little stuff about him and just, he got a temper. He's not a real locker room guy. He's finna choke another player out in the locker room when a fight broke out and somebody tried to tell him about his play, which got him out of the Knicks organization real fast. He played there for 1 year only after that trade, and then they traded him immediately in 1 year because he was finna choke and beat the mess out of another player in the locker room. Chris Mills ain't nothing to play with. And the day the NBA saw it live, Chris Mills get into a shoving match with Bonzi Wells, and Bonzi Wells called him a bitch. You ain't nothing but a punk ass bitch. And Bonzi's pretty tough himself. You know, he's got a pretty good reputation of being a trouble, a hothead himself. So when a hothead meets a young hothead, an old head like Chris Mills at this time, you know, he just lost it. I mean, completely went ape shit. So once that happened, it was on. It was completely on. It was nothing he could do that was going to stop this confrontation. And they had to restrain Chris Mills. It's like somebody said a cold word, and then he went back then ham. The whole team had to restrain him. When the game was over, he was trying to get back in the locker room to where the Blazers played so he can get his hands on Bonzi Wells. Security wouldn't let it go. He was really cool for being restrained on the court. And when it was all over, him and Bonzi Wells had to have a talk. It wasn't happening. He got on the bus, and the bus started pulling off. Chris Mills was already in his car, because the game, of course, was in Cali, because this one he was playing for the Golden State Warriors. He cut the bus off with his car. My man jumped out with a pistol and was like, "Yo, get off the bus. I light this bus up." Chris Mills is one of the craziest SOBs that ever played a game. Nice dude as he is, brother, me and you, we always been solid. We always would be cool. Fairfax High all day. But Chris Mills is one of the OC dudes you do not want to get on his bad side. You do one damn thing wrong and get on his bad side, you might as well cancel Christmas. Cancel Christmas. Because he ain't about no games. Now, I don't know why these dudes always think that they could try something. Like, let me try this on him. Don't try it. Believe it. He will hurt you. He's not that guy. And all y'all crying over my Scottie Pippen video, I haven't even begun. Follow the rest of the playlist. We got our own sports playlist now. So it's the truth behind sports beefs. And I'm out.